had the opportunity to explore Vivrelle, and I have been looking at this Borrow brand for years. This gorgeous Prada bag is a part of the classic plan, and I am so excited to have her for the next month. I do have a discount code. I will link it in the description box below. It's what Savvy said. You guys know. This is not sponsored. I do have an affiliate with them, but it brought up something for me that I feel like is less talked about, especially when it comes to luxury items and the luxury that we choose to borrow versus the luxury we choose to own. There are three categories that we can kind of consider: designer handbags, designer shoes, and designer clothes. Designer clothes, borrowing from at the runway, having access to different accessories, even having the access to different accessories through Vivrelle, I think it's just such a nice way to enjoy things that you might not want to pay the actual premium on, whether or not that's purchasing them, carrying the insurance for them, all of the things that just don't make it feel like it's worth it to own at that level because it costs more mentally for you to care for those things. It's a nice way to have them to consistently out your wardrobe, to be more playful. If you're like me and some of my friends, living in Florida means that there's a lot of things that we just don't need a lot of, but we want to be more flexible, especially when we travel during winter time. So we really rely on brands that allow us to borrow clothes that help us bulk out a wardrobe we wouldn't use primarily for years at a time. But with designer handbags, and something that I haven't really paid attention to recently, is just what is it to look at like the full scope of cost of a designer handbag. So when I was looking through the Vivrelle website, I was wishlisting everything, looking at all of the photos, taking a closer look at some of these different handbags, and looking at just kind of the wear and tear over things. You guys know that I'm currently shopping for a car, and I test drove what I thought was going to be my dream car a couple weekends ago for a long weekend, and off the list, absolutely not happening. So many different things that happened with that car. But one of the things that I noticed that just made it feel cheap for me was how the leather was wearing, even in the most basic levels for a car that is kind of currently a rental. It didn't feel like it should be that cheap looking, especially when we have a car that is our family car right now. That's a 2009 Toyota Camry, and the leather is still perfect on this car. None of the wear and tear issues that I was seeing on a 2021 Audi were happening in our 2009 Camry, and that just kind of eliminated that for me, along with quite a few other things. But the longevity side of thing and things that I've heard people talk about with specific handbags is definitely the wear and tear on them and how they actually function on your body. When you wear a pair of jeans, when it's kind of moving and shifting with the materials against whatever you're wearing, how easy is that to repair? How hard is it going to be for you to keep up with that bag? If you've got a leather bag, are you going to be able to commit to doing the soft cleaning after you've used it, the consistent oiling of it twice a year? Are you going to pay attention to the certifications and what repairs are required and where you can actually get it repaired so that if you go to resell the bag, you still have value in it and it is still resellable? I think that's one of the wonderful things about Vivrelle, is that all of these things are taken care of for you. You get to use the bag that you want, you get to enjoy it and have so much fun. If you fall in love with the bag, you can buy it at a discounted price. But at the same time, looking from a practical sense when it comes to like investments, there's a lot more opportunity for you to sign up for a plan where you get to borrow something and to pocket that extra cash and put it in an investment. One of the things I think is so lovely about Vivrelle is you're getting to experience a high quality handbag. You're getting to experience that designer brand. You're getting to experience that moment of just being somewhere out and about where you know that the girl next to you has the same taste as you. She's on the same wavelength. She's curious about some of the same things as you. Designer pieces in general tend to be just as much of a communication tool as they are an investment, as they are an artistic piece that we share. There's more to carrying this specific handbag than just the place where your stuff gets to go. But I think one of the best gifts you can give yourself is honesty when it comes to your funds. And that is not to say that you shouldn't buy your dream handbag. There are plenty of things that you buy that are just for you. They have nothing to do with an investment. They have nothing to do with decisions that are long-term. They have everything to do with this moment that you're in and what you feel in buying that bag and wearing that bag and it being a part of your journey. Maybe it represents a next level that you've hit, some kind of milestone moment. But I think what happens for most of the luxury girlies, myself included, is once you get past that initial, okay, I have this handbag, I've had whatever bag, whatever shoes, I've kind of gotten over that initial hump, I've gotten to experience it, it doesn't feel so far off. You open yourself up to the ability to have the bigger conversation of what does it look like to own this handbag? I love this bag. She is stunning. This is 100% something that I would purchase just because I love it so much and I feel like it's unique on its own. That for me lives in the art piece side of things. I'm not looking at the investment cost. How could I resell this handbag, and what does it look like if I wanted to give it a new home, and how much do I need to care for it? There are reasons that you would buy a piece that are outside of that. But at the same time, if you want to be more educated when it comes to luxury and how you're investing in things, building a collection of things you love, but also have the option to rehome, it's worth doing a deeper dive into what you're actually getting with that handbag and the ultimate cost of owning it. When I was doing research for this video last night, I was chatting with Claude about all of the different things. One of the things being that I've had these Bottega dupes for the last 7 years, and I love them so much, but they are so incredibly worn to the point where they just look like they're cheap and low quality because all of this is starting to come off. That's not the issue with an actual version of a Bottega bag because it's made with leather. They also have certifications that give you a lifetime warranty on certain bags with certain repairs and certain parts. In the instance of looking at these bags that come at higher price points, there's also the reality that they come with more. They come with the ability to get them repaired more easily. They come with the ability to get them repaired for free. There's a lot more of that fine print access that actually makes some of these bags more beneficial, but it's worth paying attention to if you're unsure if this is something long-term that you would want to. And listen, I get there are plenty of people who actually don't care about that. They're just going to buy the bag. They're just going to have it. They're going to enjoy it. It's going to go on a shelf. It may not be very usable for them. It might not be a priority that they put money in other places. They just want to put their money in handbags. But I do think that it's worth taking the time to do your due diligence and look at the real cost of luxury. I know that one of the most quoted moments is that a Birkin bag has held its price better than the S&P 500, but something I was looking at a statistic, if you paid $10,000 for that bag in 1980, it would be worth about $20,000 now. It has appreciated that much. That amount of cash in the S&P 500 would put you at 30 to 40,000 in that time. So knowing that you're buying something that's statistically going to carry the same value or increase depending on the brand, depending on if you're actually going through the repairs in the right place, because some repairs will actually lose you the certification for resale. And there are lots of different repairs that are available, whether or not that's hardware, whether or not that's painting. Some things will put you in a position to have no value when you're going to resell it because of how the repairs are done. So you guys know my full scope on this channel is to try to just make sure you're aware of the total cost, to be understanding of what you're actually paying for, and not to dismiss the opportunity to invest in something that you want, but to give yourself just a few extra steps to check in and make sure you're aware of the actual cost, because sometimes it might be more worth it for you to go a different route. You know, my goal on this channel is to help you feel more confident, whether or not that's in the outfits that you're choosing or in the things that you're investing that require something financial. I always want to help you have the bigger scope and idea when something's not just idolized and put on a pedestal. And I think that for me, having incrementally increased things with what I'm using and what I have access to and what I've tried, and have really taken the time to kind of understand the layers that come with price, whether or not that's the time investment into crafting certain pieces of clothing, because I thought about sewing more this year and I look at some of these pieces that are on the market and I just think those don't feel worth it at all. Clothing is one of those things that definitely lives in that category for me. Shoes, we'll invest in. Bags, love them. Clothes, hit and miss for me, because I can help you understand the things that you're putting on a pedestal and to know whether or not it's worth holding it in such high regard, or if there's a different consideration, if it's actually smarter for you to do this in a different way, to help you understand the mindset and the things that you're doing so that you can make the most aligned decisions, but you can make the decisions that have the most impact and the most positive impact on your life and how you're getting to enjoy the things that you own. That is my goal. That being said, I'm really enjoying Vivrelle. They have a couple of different memberships. You can go for the more classic one, which is what I'm using. If you go for the more couture one, you have options to even more styled handbags. So if you're looking at trying out some of the more classic Chanel's or even the bigger Dior totes, that's going to be in the next level. And then there's also an accessories tier. Like I said, I have a code for 1 month free if you want to give it a try. But for me, I think for the longest time, I looked at designer handbags and I just had that conversation with myself of like, is this something I'm owning for me? Is this something I'm owning for somebody else? Because carrying that makes me feel like I'm more cared for, I'm more worthy, somebody sees me in a different way. I can honestly tell you, I wore an outfit today that you guys will see in shorts that Everything on my body is less than $50. Every single thing that I've worn, maybe other than the Aura ring that I've got on, one of the outfits I get the most compliments on. And I think that when it comes to style and curating your looks and the story you're telling with it, you can have all of the money in the world and you still can't replace that. Pieces like this just enhance who you already are and what you already are and how you already show up. And it also gives you the opportunity to say, you know what, at some point I might want to purchase that bag. I might really love that bag. I might want to purchase several of those, but maybe your priority is putting some more of that in a place that's going to earn more cash. And it means that all of the options are available. You're still getting to enjoy the handbag. You're still getting to have fun. You're getting to explore different styles. You're getting to own something that feels more worth it to you to have it temporarily, because again, this might not be one of your most used handbags and it would just sit on a shelf. You would feel better with that investment going into a bank account that has higher interest, or it might be something that's a piece of art like I've talked about in other videos, where I love looking at the stuff that I own, because for me, it's not just something I use, it is something I see, it is something visually appealing to me. It is a part of the creative process, a part of the creative energy. I love to buy things that feel like art in every single detail, and not just wear them, but to see them every single day when I'm getting ready as a part of just my environment. Anyways, that was a long chat, and I hope that it helps some of you be more aware of what luxury actually is versus how we portray it online, and just seeing everybody with all of these handbags all the time and making decisions that don't necessarily have more of the conversation around financial impact and emotional impact, and recognizing what we might need to dethrone. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope it helped you. If you enjoyed this chatty fashion side of things, let me know in the comments below, subscribe, because I upload new videos every week, and I'm just here to make sure that you have the best info so the life that you're building can have the most impact and you can enjoy every single moment of it. So I love you. It is a good day to have a good day, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye guys.